Thank you, Madam Speaker, members of the House. I come before you today to present House Resolution 920 for a very simple and singular purpose: to condemn the invasion of the Ukraine by the Russian Federation and to put Georgia on record as standing up for those who are standing for freedom. Now, I'm not naive. I realize that our action today will not alter the course of events before us, and probably won't even be read in Washington. But there are some occasions presented to us by fate where it is important to say what should be obvious, and that is to stand with good against evil. I cannot begin to fathom what Vladimir Putin is thinking of or why he would commit this kind of atrocity. But today we will call him out for the tyrant that he is and condemn his actions and those who willingly follow him. He is a bloodthirsty tyrant who deserves condemnation and not words of praise or cheers. You'll note that I emphasize the word willingly follow him. Many of Russia's own citizens are being brave and standing up to their government's invasion of Ukraine. Sadly, many are being forcibly detained by their own government as a result. We acknowledge that this invasion is not the fault of all the Russian people. This invasion is the fault of a despotic, deranged, and despicable circle of Russian leaders who are bringing shame on their own flag and their country. We cannot yet know how many injuries and fatalities have been caused by Russia's unprovoked aggression. Just today, for example, it has been reported recently in the news that the Russians have attacked a maternity and children's hospital. I'm going to say that again, in case you thought you misheard me. The Russians have attacked a maternity and children's hospital. I haven't seen them, but I'm told the images from that scene from news outlets are too horrific to contemplate, much less display here in this House. We do know that this invasion has caused an estimated 2 million Ukrainians to flee their homes for fear of becoming one of those casualties. These are civilians, innocent men, women, and children who have done absolutely nothing to warrant this war that has devastated their communities and their country and torn their families apart. If you've tried watching the nightly news lately, and if you react as I do, your stomach has been turned upside down by the haunting images of children crying, walking along with their families if they are lucky to escape Putin's war. I want to add here my admiration for the Ukrainian people for standing up and defending their nation. Even with the odds firmly stacked against them, they have shown the kind of resolve that you hope somewhere deep down lies within each of us. Their bravery and resolve stands as a light of hope in this world. In that spirit, I would ask that we continue to do all we can to support them in their cause. That's why this resolution calls on both the President and the Congress to continue to take prudent actions to bring about a swift, peaceful end to this conflict. I hope you'll note that this resolution is signed by the leadership of both political parties in here, because this is not a Democrat or Republican issue. On this point, politics stops at the water's edge, and we unite as Americans. Our nation has stood up against tyrants before, and we do so here again today, because today we are all Ukrainians. I would ask you to join with me in praying for the people of the Ukraine, those in harm's way, and praying that this bizarre, barbaric chapter of history ends quickly and as peacefully as possible. I would ask your favorable consideration of House Resolution 920, and I thank you for your attention. Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield the well.
Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee which was favorable to the adoption of the resolution? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this resolution now be adopted? All in favor of the adoption of the resolution will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machine. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the adoption of the resolution. The yeas were 166, the nays were 0. The resolution, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore adopted.